So recently, Fitbit announced 2 new fitness trackers into the portfolio, and we have got one of them right here in our labs. This is the Fitbit Charge 2, a 750 ringgit fitness tracker that features a whole lot of upgrades from the original Fitbit Charge. I'm Warren for KLGadgetTV, and we are going to unbox the Fitbit Charge 2 today. So similar to the Fitbit Alta, the Fitbit Charge 2 has the latest white packaging unlike its previous devices. So the Charge 2 is a significant upgrade from the original Charge, one of it being the screen size. It is a much larger screen compared to its predecessor. So on the front here, we find some highlight features of the Charge 2 fitness band. So it has a pure pulse heart rate sensor, which actually tracks your heart pulse pretty accurately. And we have an all-day activity and sleep tracking, multi-spot tracking. This is a really impressive feature because I would say this is one of the few fitness trackers that tracks a lot of sports activities. All right, so it does smartphone notifications, so you can receive calls, texts, and calendar notifications on the Charge 2. And it has interchangeable bands as well. So what I have here is the large size, which will actually fit my wrist quite well. My wrist is actually quite thick, so this watch, this fitness tracker should technically fit my wrist really well. So turn over to the left, there's the L size, there's an S size if your wrists are smaller, so you can actually opt for that. So this is the Charge 2, and on the back here are some of the features. Again, get active, know your heart, and blah blah blah. There's a lot of features. I'll just let you read if you want to just pause the video. All right, so series here, I'm gonna get the knife and cut it out. So taking the box out of this thing, and there's a flap here that I can lift up, and oh, it's not totally off. Need to just cut it off a bit. There you go. Okay, there we go. So this is the Fitbit Charge 2 right here. Packaging looks pretty simple, and let's take out some of the contents before we take out the watch, the fitness tracker. Okay, so here's some paperwork. Teaches you how to set up your Fitbit if you're a first-time user. Put it aside. Here's some accessories, I suppose. So we're gonna cut this out as well. Okay, so once pulling out this box, you actually find a sensor. This is the charger, the USB cable right here. So you can actually charge the Fitbit Charge 2 using this cradle that I have right here. I have no idea how it works yet, but I shall find out during the review. All right, let's put that aside, and finally let's take out the Fitbit Charge 2 right here. Okay, so put the box aside and let's take a look at the hardware. All right, so as you can see, the Fitbit Charge 2 looks very small and nice. So let's take out the stickers from the top. There we go. Off goes the plastic, and I'm gonna wear it on my wrist to show you how it looks like. Oh, I actually like this kind of strap. It's an elastomer strap that has this buckle. I like this kind of buckle instead, unlike those fitness trackers that you need to wear it. You need to take some time to learn on how to put on the strap onto your wrist. This is just like a typical watch strap, which I actually like it a lot. So let's buckle it up, and there you go. And there you go. This is the Fitbit Charge 2. It fits perfectly on my wrist, the L size. It doesn't feel too big, and actually my wrist, it's not the thickest of all, but it definitely fits. All right, so let's turn on the Fitbit Charge 2 and find out how it looks like. There we go. That's the Fitbit logo, and I need to pair my phone, pair this thing with my phone. So I've got my Fitbit app installed on my HTC 10 here, and I am going to pair the Fitbit Charge 2 with my phone. So tap on the menu button, head on over to devices, and tap on the app button. So I'm going to choose the Charge 2, and I'm going to press set up your Fitbit Charge 2. I agree. Next, and the power is on, and it's searching for my Charge 2. It should be on after a while. There you go. We found your tracker. Awesome. 0408, that should be the pairing code if I'm not mistaken. So it's still connecting. So I'm going to type the code 0408, That's pretty simple. I mean, in fact, it's so much simpler than the Fitbit Surge that I used to have. That pairing was a disaster. This is so much simpler than the previous Fitbit Surge that I've actually unboxed. Okay, so it's connecting. It will take a while and we shall be back really soon. Okay, so update available. We're gonna let it update and we shall be back in the next one. Okay, so the Charge 2 took about 5 to 7 minutes to get it updated to the latest firmware, and this is how it looks like. The display looks pretty good despite being an OLED display. It's not a color display because it needs to have a 5-day battery life, of course, and that is Fitbit's minimum standard for a fitness tracker. Okay, so the Fitbit Charge 2 has a larger display from the Charge as mentioned earlier, because the Charge only has a single OLED display on the top here, but this is a whole new larger display that technically shows you more information. So on the left side here, this is the only button that you use to interact with the watch, be it starting a sport or browsing over its menus. You are going to use this thing only. So this is the Pure Pulse heart rate sensor, which is a continuous heart rate sensor that senses your heart rate on the fly. Alright, so the strap is actually interchangeable. You can see that there's actually this buckle right here that you can actually take it off pretty easily. And let's take a look around at the features of the watch. So on the first page, this is a summary of your workout. So I've walked about 37 steps, which is actually miscalculated because I've been shaking the watch earlier on. And you can actually tap on the screen to show other things such as your heart rate. And once you tap again, this is the distance that you have been going on. And by the way, the watch doesn't have a onboard GPS, so you got to rely on your smartphone's GPS when you use this to run in parks and so on to track your progress. Okay, so moving on, we have calories. That's pretty cool. And the number of steps that you've gone. I think this is workouts or something. How many workouts? How many minutes that you've been doing your workouts? Right. So moving on to the next menu, we have fat burn. My heart rate, of course. This isn't accurate because I'm not wearing it at this point of time. Resting heart rate. Next, we have run. So in order to start a run, all you need to do is to hold on to this button. Oops, and there we go. It starts running. So unfortunately, I've gone on over to weights. So let's stop this sport. Done, and it comes out a summary of my workouts, my average heart rate, and the time that I've been doing the workout. So moving on. That's weights. You can actually track your weights on this device, which is actually pretty cool. And next we have a stopwatch feature, and relax 2 minutes. This is actually a breathing training, so you can actually train your heart rate. It's kind of like making your heart more relaxed by using this feature. So I'm not going to do that right now. Let's quit this. All done. And finally, we are back to the main screen. So yeah, Fitbit offers a couple of watch faces for the Fitbit Charge 2, which we will check out during the review period. And I just happened to find out how this charger works. So it's a pretty simple concept. You see the pins here, the little pins here. So what you need to do is to just simply clip the Fitbit Charge 2 in between, just like this. So the pin is at the bottom. As you can see, that's the charging pin. So I'm going to put this in just like this. Open it up and clip it in. And you just connect to a USB charger or your computer's USB port, and the Charge 2 will start charging. So this fitness device has a 5-day battery life. We are going to find out if that is true. You know, it could probably last longer if you don't really use its features a lot, but you know, it could actually last lesser, of course. So that's it for the Fitbit Charge 2. We shall be doing a review of it and finalize our thoughts on this new fitness tracker from Fitbit. Thanks for watching this video, and this has been a quick look and unboxing of the Fitbit Charge 2, Fitbit's latest fitness tracker in the market. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below and I'll have them answered in the final review. And also stay tuned to KLGadgetTV, make sure you are subscribed and you are following us on the usual social media spots. Otherwise, you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Warren Lee. Once again, I'm Warren for KLGadgetTV, and I shall see you soon in the next one. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Stay tuned for more on the Fitbit Charge 2. We shall be doing a review of it on KLGadgetTV. So make sure you are subscribed. And that's the drilling sound. It's very annoying, and this could be a very good blooper for our next video. You know, we always get this in the office, so you know how difficult it is for us to record a video with this kind of environment. Yeah, so you get it, how difficult it is for us to do videos.